what you do is, this is like your live end and this is like your dead end. They're going to have the cord going across like this here, and you're going to wrap it around the actual spine here. And you need to leave enough of this so you can get all your wraps all the way to the knock, preferably just shy of it, just before it. You don't really want it too far off, so you make sure you give yourself plenty of slack. First thing to do is just start as if you're just wrapping it around normally. Just throw it around a few times. Don't be too strict at this point. Right. Now you're holding it with your thumb and your index finger in your left hand as you're throwing it around. Now when you've done about 3 of these, you want to start thinking about tidying it up. What I do is I just sort of slowly wiggle it down so it's in line with the fletching cord. Give it some tightness, not too much or you'll spin it all the way around. Now you see how neat that is? That's what you want all the way up here. Once you make your 4th and your 5th wraps, you shouldn't have to worry about it rotating when you tighten it too much, so you can actually let go with your thumb here. It is critical that you keep this tight. Try to have a little look all the way around, feel with your finger, make sure it's all even. This is something that the manufacturing mountains in China cannot do. They cannot do this work. Individually they'd probably be capable of being taught to do this, no doubt. However, their machines cannot, and they cannot run this on an assembly line. This is one of the reasons arrows are so expensive to buy. Proper arrows. Arrows that have been crafted by an individual. By this stage, you want to take your other end here and make a loop, and with that loop you're going to trap it with more of these wraps that you make with the live end, and you're going to go around at least 3 times. Now as okay as that seems, I'm not really satisfied with that, because I really want to get it up to the end here. I'm sick of making these short ones here. I really want to go all the way up. So I'm just going to take all this off now and rethread it and bring you to the end. Okay, brought you back in again. So now you can see I'm coming to that stage again where I'm coming to the end of the arrow shaft, and I'll give myself some extra length. And when you get to that, if you get to this point where you need extra length, you have to take it all the way off again and pull some more in from the dead end here. Making arrows is challenging. But if you get good at it and you constantly make them, you don't lose any of your knowledge. But if you take a break from, say, maybe a year or maybe half a year, you will get a little bit rusty. So anyway, I've come to the stage now where I'm going to make my loops, or my loop. So you just give yourself a little bit of leeway. Make yourself a loop. You don't have to be special at first, just make sure it's there. And then start trapping it. Normally at least 3 turns. Any less and it won't be strong enough anymore, and it starts to become more difficult to pull it back through, so to speak, as you'll see. This principle I'm doing can be applied to rope and other frayed parts and frayed things that you don't want to become undone. Main reason it's been done with an arrow is to reinforce its strength when the string exerts tremendous pressure as it sends the arrow on its way. So, you made your turns. And there you've just left yourself enough, so you just go back through this hole now. Pull it through. Keeping it firm with your thumb there, you just keep pulling. That nice and tight. and just pull this way with the now dead live end, shall we say. And you see it'll just tuck it underneath nice and neat like this. And that's not going anywhere. Notice how it's not rotating, it's not going up, it's not going up, it's not going down. That's what you want. That's what you want with a good reinforced Nock. Once you start going to like 70, 80, 90 pound rated longbows, war bows with thicker war arrows, this won't really be sufficient. You'd have to start inserting slivers of horn and doing this as well. But for things up to like 60 pound rated bows and arrows of spine, say 50, 60 pounds, you'll be fine using this method. So next thing to do is glue and trim. Finished.